Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So we have a 2019 Epiphone Les Paul, and they call this the Junior. It has a dog-eared P90 PRO pickup in it, and one volume, one tone control. What more do you need? And they make this left-handed and right-handed. Now, I'm primarily a lefty, you guys know that. And but I've been dabbling in right-handed guitar for quite a while, teaching myself how to play right-handed. It's kind of reverse thinking, but it's a lot of other reverse stuff going on too, which can drive you a little nuts sometimes when you're trying to go the opposite way. But you can do it if you really work your butt off at it, like I'm really not. But I can get by with some songs. It's not that big of a deal. But I also haven't practiced right-handed in a long time either, so I kind of suck a little bit. Okay, so take it easy on the comments. Anyways, with this guitar, it sells for $569, brand new at Long and McQuaid in Canada here. This is a used one that I rented, and Gibson month, of course, is very close. We're like only about another, 11, 12 days away. And I was thinking about this as a fourth, but then I was looking on their website so I could get you guys the specs on this. Notice they have it in a left-handed version. I'm like, I already got a right-handed guitar for Gibson month anyway, so I don't need this one. I could just order the left-handed version of it. Like, too easy, right? But at another date, of course, which won't be on Gibson month. I'm going to have to save some money, because it would definitely put me way over my budget with the other three guitars, so yeah. This one would have been within budget, but I'm thinking I'm still going to give you guys a demo, still give you a review on this thing, tell you what I really think of it, and if it's worthwhile getting it, especially at $569. That's a lot of money, right? But it's a lot of guitar for the money. That's the thing. It does have the Epiphone Deluxe tuners on it. It does not have your, Les Paul style vintage tulip keys, but hey, at least it's got some keys, right? And easy enough that you could actually swap these over to Grover's. This has the nut and washer system, so they're already at 10 millimeter, or at least they should be. And you should be able to just easily swap in whatever tuners you want if you wanted something better. But these ones do a pretty good job, and they hold the tune very well. We do have a lightning bar bridge as well on this, which is wraparound style, of course. They call this a tobacco burst. Mahogany neck, mahogany body, 50 style neck, so it's a little on the thicker side, so you have to be able to handle a thicker neck, instead of a slim thing. But I mean, I don't find any real problem with this thicker neck. It's not a baseball neck, kind of thing like you find on a lot of Gibsons, right? I mean, they're really thick. But it is a very nice looking machine, that is for sure. It is a glued neck, so nothing bolted on here. So it's typical to your Les Paul, glued together kind of guitar. So it's not one of the cheapies. Like the cheapy ones really don't even have that great of tuners, like on your, sub $300 models. They're just, and I'm talking Canadian prices, by the way, in case, you're in the States watching this. But these tuners are really good. They are. We have an Indian Laurel fretboard, 22 frets, medium jumbo, so light touch is very important. And unless you like playing in a higher pitch and out of tune all the time, by all means, do the death grip, okay? But otherwise, light touch, that's all you need. And even doing bar chords is effortless. Well, you just gotta do them right. So, not too shabby. Now, a little more on the specs. Like I said, this is a Vintage Tobacco Burst. It's the only color it seems to come in. 24 3/4 scale, of course. Graphtec nut is on this thing. That's pretty much about the specs on it. But I'll have them listed in the description below, as well as the link to the Long McQuaid website. So if you do live in Canada, click on that link and you can zip yourself right over to the page for the right-handed model. You can also check if you are a left-handed player like myself primarily, go to the left-handed Epiphones, and yep, you're going to definitely find this as a left-handed version. So, but it's not available right now because none of the stores in the whole darn country even have one. think they do. We should check that. Left-handed. Okay, in Ontario, no. Let's view every province. Absolutely none available anywhere in the country. So there's none in stock for the left-handed model. But for $569, you know, I gotta tell you, I think it's a really decent deal. It's pretty thick too. It's got weight. It's not the weight of a Les Paul, but you know, it's a little lighter, obviously. But it's got this nice, thick, solid body. It's got beef to it. You know, it's a quality built instrument, and you know, the finish on this thing is nice. It is a bound fretboard. The frets are smooth, like no sharp edges, like anywhere. Like that's nice. Definitely a properly cut nut, so no issues there with the nut. It is an Epiphone, so tuning stability is definitely at its best, considering it is a Les Paul, and we know how Gibson Les Pauls tend to, for the most part anyways, the majority of them don't stay in tune very well, due to the headstocks being so wide, and that brake angle on G&D is like forever. These are narrower headstocks, so it's not quite as bad. And tuning stability is actually quite good. If you've watched my video on the SG, the SG is actually one of the ones I'm definitely getting for Gibson month. That was my video previous to this today. And the SG is a wonderful instrument. It's very nice. And I bent up easy more than two full steps, and it still stayed in tune, and no string butler required. So hey, that's pretty decent, you know. So they're getting better and better. But let's give you guys a bit of a sound demo of this thing. You do have a lot of range in the pots, so you can really pull it back, even your treble or tone. So you can really just custom squeeze in that sound you want out of that P90 pickup. But we're going to start with treble at full. I'm not very good at right-handed. I am trying though here, okay? Okay, so now I'm using a .38mm pick. So for you guys out there who are just even thinking about starting to learn to play guitar, always start with a .38mm nylon pick. These are the Jim Dunlop picks, but as long as it's a .38mm, because it makes it so easy to be able to strum. So very important, and work your way up, you know. So once you get really good at strumming, moving your wrist properly, move up to a slightly thicker pick, you know, go to a 4/6, you know, and work with that for, you know, a couple of years. I played a 4/6 actually for 20 odd years, and then I finally, in the last couple of years, I finally decided, you know what, I'm gonna move it up to 50. So for probably the last, I don't know, 8 to 10 years, I've been using a 50 pretty much full time. I don't use a 46 that often anymore, but I still will. It just depends on what I'm going for, right? And your pick will change your tone as well. So let's go to some distortion, grab a thicker pick here. Ooh, that's a little hissy. Suck bad at doing that. Okay, that's really embarrassing, I know, eh? Anyways, so what do we really think about this thing? Well, you know, if it wasn't for the fact I actually do this in a lefty, I would have actually put this on my Long McQuade Gibson month thing, because yeah, it was kind of a really nice guitar. I really like it. But now I know they do left-handed. I'm like, I don't need two right-handed guitars now. You know, well, I kind of, no, I don't. I mean, I've already got my Flying V, and I got the other right-handed one that is on my Gibson month thing. But I think that if you're looking for a guitar that's great for beginner and intermediate players, for sure. And maybe guys are a little more into the advanced area, you're definitely going to love this thing. You know, I mean, the Gibson counterpart of this is like, very pricey. So, if you like to have the Gibson either way, Epiphone is still made by Gibson. So you're still buying a Gibson product. You're just buying the lower tier of Gibson. But there's no shame in it, because these things are really made well. Epiphone has come a long way over the years. Epiphone used to be their own independent company before Gibson bought them. But right now Gibson owns, of course themselves, they own Epiphone, Steinberger, as well as Kramer. So even if you're looking for, you know, a non-Gibson logoed guitar and you don't want the Epiphone, but maybe you want, oh, my light just went out, maybe you want, you know, a Kramer. You can get a Kramer on Gibson month. For the whole thing. So if you live in Canada, you do the Gibson month thing at Long McQuade, get a Kramer guitar, get a Steinberger guitar. It's all under the same umbrella anyway, so way you go. But I think that this is definitely worth the money. You know, it is definitely very well made. I mean, this thing's got a really thick body. Sorry my light went out, guys. The battery died on it. Yeah, it's really a very nice machine, like seriously. So I think I'm gonna definitely go after the left-handed version of this, because I think I would prefer it now that I know they have it. Epiphone's starting to get more and more lefties in their lineup, which is good. I think they're up to like 19 or 20 left-handed guitars now, so that's fantastic. But you know, still, it's great. I like it, and the finish is like, in the lighting, it shimmers. Like, it really is nice wood. Like, I mean, that's some good quality mahogany there. So people who think they use cheaper woods, well, not always. Maybe on their sub $300 guitars, like the really cheapy jeebies, they might use cheaper wood. But you start paying $500 and up for an Epiphone, you're getting some really good woods, and definitely some very nice craftsmanship. But they still have good craftsmanship on their other ones too. But it just gets nicer the more you pay, right? So anyways, so that's our Epiphone Les Paul Jr. with the dog-eared P90. I like the sound of it. It works well with the Marshall. Works a lot better when you can dial back that tone a bit, because Marshall amps can be a little on the trebly side, kind of like a lot of Fender amps. I've only one Fender amp that I have any respect for, and that's the Princeton Reverb Tube amp. That thing flippin' rules. Beautiful sound out of that amp. You know, just roll back the tone. You have lots of tonal range, lots of volume range, which, you know, is really good. A lot of guitars, even I've had more expensive guitars that don't quite have that much range of sensitivity over the whole path of the turn. This is really good, so that I will say. But overall, I would have to say nothing's perfect in this world, as per always. I would give this an easy 4.5 out of 5. I think that's more than fair, and it is definitely well priced, I think. You know, for $569, that's a lot of guitar for the money, and a very nice one at that. So, do as you wish. If you want to get one, hey, click the link for Long & McQuade if you live in Canada. If you don't, go to your local dealer that carries Epiphone, Gibson products. Snag one of these things, and you can get them in left or right-handed, so us lefties aren't left out in the cold on this one, which is kind of cool. So I think I'm just going to go for the left-handed version, but glad I still had the opportunity to try this out regardless, and to let you guys know what I thought of it. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do stay tuned for more. I've got a few things on the rack this week that I want to put up for videos for you guys. More stuff you're gonna hopefully enjoy, right? You know, and more in the coming weeks, especially once that Gibson month hits. Man, we got some guitars we haven't even told you what they are yet. We're not spoiling alert those, other than the SG, obviously. And this would have been a spoiler, but you know, like I said, they make a lefty version. Why not? I'll just order the lefty, because I already do have a right-handed guitar for Gibson month anyways that's been put aside for me, so I don't think I need two now that I know I can get this as a lefty. Awesome. Anyways, see ya.